Okay, we're good. I hope you are doing well. If this is your first time tuning in live, just come by, say hi, say hashtag live, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're doing, let me know where you are in the world and how it's going in your music career, in your aspirations with your music, in electronic music, any projects that you have planned, anything that maybe you're struggling with and you need help with. I would love to hear from you. Let me know. If you don't know me yet, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Aline. I am a holistic life coach, and I get to help people who love nightlife, who love electronic music, how to find their direction so that they can feel confident about the lifestyle they choose and build a life around their passion for electronic music without wrecking their health and mental well-being. And I do that mainly through one-on-one coaching. I also have digital courses, and I have a Facebook group, a community where we can all come together. It's a safe space for us to talk about anything about wellness and electronic music, well-being, how to look after yourself, and how to really build a life around your passion for electronic music with purpose and from a place of personal wellness. Now, today I want to talk about goal setting for people who are active in electronic music, whether it's as a DJ, a music producer, or maybe you're working behind the scenes, maybe you are working for a booking agency, a label. Whatever your job in electronic music may look like, your career or your aspirations or your dreams, goal setting is really, really important. Without goals, you will feel like you're constantly in the dark. You will feel overwhelmed and you will feel like you're not achieving anything ever. And that's why setting goals is really important. That's why it's good to have a plan. Now, it's really easy to talk about goal setting, and everybody knows, yeah, setting goals, it's important, blah, blah, blah. But I think there are 7 things that you need to know about goal setting in electronic music. Okay, are you ready? Number 1 is you are setting goals even when you don't realize you're setting goals. Now, that means sometimes we're just not really that intentional about goal setting. It's not like when you think about goal setting, you are sitting down, grabbing pen and paper and drawing up this really complicated, super detailed plan. That's not always what goal setting looks like. Sometimes for people, it's really something they do maybe automatically, or maybe it's just really about setting an intention, thinking about, okay, this is a certain project that I want to achieve at some point in the coming months or in the coming years. And that's in a way also setting a goal. It's shaping a project. Or maybe it's just about setting the intention to get into your studio and just get creative and just work on a track. In a way, that's also setting a goal. It's maybe a vague goal. It may be not very, very clearly defined. It maybe doesn't have a deadline. It maybe doesn't really have an end purpose, but it's still in some shape or form a goal because you set the intention to work towards something. Now, number 2, I already kind of hinted at it. Deadlines, in a way, setting deadlines for yourself in a way are also goals. And with that said, whenever you set a goal, you should always attach a deadline to it. Otherwise, it will remain vague and it may not ever happen. So you should definitely set deadlines because deadlines help you to really manage your time better. And they also help you to put a little pressure on yourself just to make sure that you actually move forward and that goal or that project or that thing that you've always wanted to do is not just remaining sitting there in a corner. Okay. So setting deadlines is really important to really make yourself work towards certain things, so that you can actually get things done, so that you can actually achieve results and book success. That's why you set goals. That's what deadlines are for. And it really just gives you a nice overview of when you will be doing things so that you actually know what your days or your weeks or your months will look like. And so that you can also know what else you can allocate your time to, being, spending time with your friends or family, taking care of yourself, taking care of your kids, going to work. Maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe there's other things that you're doing. So giving yourself deadlines is just really the best way to get things done. Whenever you are working towards something and working on projects. So that was number 2, deadlines. Number 3, what you need to know about setting goals in electronic music is that there is not one cookie cutter way to do this. There are steps that you can follow so that you can get the hang of it. But there is not one cookie cutter way to do this because everybody's different. Everybody has different lives, different circumstances. So, those are all things that you need to take into regard. We are all very different people with different circumstances, different desires, different skills, different skill sets. So there is not one cookie cutter way to do this. However, just setting the intention to learn how to set goals for yourself in a way that fits into your life, that fits into your career, that fits into your dreams of how to build a life around that passion for electronic music. That's really the way to go. And in order to learn that, it's good to have some steps ahead that you can practice. And once you get the hang of it, you will really feel like it's something that comes really natural to you, and you don't necessarily have to break out your planner or your calendar or pen and paper, or open up a new document on your computer or another spreadsheet or another to-do list. Once you get the hang of certain ways of setting goals for yourself, certain steps that you could take, then it will really become second nature to you, and it won't feel like something you have to do, and really get intentional about it. So there's not one cookie cutter way. There are steps that you can follow, but the whole point is that you really make it your own, and that you find ways that work best for you, really adapted to your own circumstances. And your circumstances obviously will change. You will change as a person. Your life will change. So those things will change as well. So it's really more about getting into the habit. Number 4 is setting goals give you a sense of direction. And that can really help you to know where you're going, and to achieve your success in a way that you can actually measure your results. And so if you give yourself a direction, if you give yourself, let's say, an end goal, and you have certain touch points along the way that you want to reach, and deadlines attached to them, going back to the deadlines, that will give you a sense of direction, that will give you peace of mind. And that's especially helpful when you start feeling overwhelmed, or when you're just having a bit of a bad day, and you can really look at, okay, so this is what I had planned, this is my plan, these are my goals, these are my deadlines. Maybe you will have to shift some of them along the way, but at least you will feel the sense of direction. So whenever the going gets tough, you will still know what direction to take and how to get things done, because you've actually set goals for yourself. And you won't feel so lost and so overwhelmed, and you really won't feel like you're going around in circles all the time. So setting goals for yourself really gives you a sense of direction. Something else goals do, and that's number 5, goals give you motivation. Goals keep you motivated. Also, again, kind of referring back to what I said in number 4, goals give you a sense of direction. Whenever the going gets a little bit tough, whenever you're feeling, we all have bad days, we're human, right? So whenever, or something happens, external circumstances that are beyond our control, like COVID, for example, you can get, you can lose motivation. But so if you have your goals set in place, even if you just decide to take a day off, or to just kind of go do something else entirely, your goals are still there. You set them, and you can still go back to them whenever you want to. And so that really is something that can keep you motivated, because no matter what you do, you can just really continue to work towards them, and kind of regain that motivation by just saying, okay, this may be a bad day for me, but tomorrow is another day, and I know which direction I want to go in, and that will keep you motivated no matter what. So that was number 5, goals give you motivation. Number 6 is you really can set goals for just about anything. It's not necessarily something that you do just for your career in electronic music, or for what you aspire to do in electronic music, or for any project or activity that you're doing in electronic music. It's also something that you can do for your own life, like how to take better care of yourself along the way, how to make your projects and your activities in electronic music sustainable, how to make a living with them, how to, as I already alluded to, manage your time better so that you also have more time for yourself, for your personal life, for your children, for your family, for whatever else it is that's really important to you. Um, it's really something that you can do for just about anything. And sometimes goals can really feel more like setting an intention, like setting an intention of living a healthier life, or setting an intention of this year I want to work out more. Sometimes really setting the intention is already kind of setting a goal, even though it feels like it's vague and it's not really like a clear shape or direction. Still, you can really set an intention for just about anything in your life, and in a way that's also working towards a goal. Again, it may be vague, but then you have steps that you can take to identify them better, to make them clearer for yourself, so that it will be easier for you to get things done. And then last but not least, um, what did I write down? I have notes here. Oh yeah, setting goals does not necessarily mean that they will take away from the creativity in your music, okay? It's not because you're setting goals, it's not because, for example, you're saying, I'm going to work on, let's say, 5 tracks, and I want to have them done within a time span of 30 days. Let's just say something along those lines. It's not because you're setting those goals for yourself that that is going to take away from your creativity, because creativity obviously is something that you cannot always control. Sometimes it will be blocked, sometimes it just won't really happen for you in a way that you wanted it to. But it's not because you set goals in place that that takes away from the creative process. Again, kind of going back to my previous points, setting goals is something that you can do for just about anything. So really, if you're just telling yourself, okay, once a week, I want to have 2 hours for myself just to get creative, that's also in a way a goal that you set for yourself. And that doesn't mean that those 2 hours have to happen. If you're actually getting to those 2 hours and you're sitting down and you're not feeling particularly creative, or nothing is really coming out, then that's okay. It doesn't have to get in the way. It could also mean that maybe at some other points, outside of those 2 hours that you set for yourself, you suddenly feel this bout of creativity come up, and then you want to do something with it, and then you can. It's not because you set the goal that you have to necessarily stick to it, or else you can change them, or you can shift them, or you can move them up. So setting goals does not have to get in the way of your creativity. Now, if you like this content, give me some thumbs up. I would love to hear from you what resonated with you. And if you want to learn more about mapping out your music career, how to set goals, how to get the right mindset behind them, and how to use social media and branding to map out your career, then I have just the thing for you. I'm organizing a virtual summit. It's called the Electronic Music Wellness Summit. It's happening June 23rd until June 26th. And one of my speakers, one of the 23 speakers that I have enlisted to help me out over the span of 4 days, will be talking about how to set goals, how to map out your career in music, alongside mindset, branding, and social media. His name is Joshua Walker. He is an artist career development expert from Brooklyn, and he will be doing a talk on mapping out your music career. So if you want to hear him talk, if you want to hear his breakout session, then you can sign up by going to my website, theunicornmothership.com/EMWS. You can purchase your tickets there. You can check out the full program with all of the other 22 speakers who will teach you all about how to start out well in electronic music. And just so you know, 10% of each ticket sold will go to Black Lives Matter. So if you want to join the summit, just go to theunicornmothership.com/EMWS. You will find all of the information there. And also you will find a link there to buy your tickets and support Black Lives Matter along the way. That was it for today. Again, if you like my content, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts in the comments, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye. Ah, le matin,